What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to episode 251 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts today, Ernell Pearson, alongside the man that has returned, Brevin Devin, the dude. Well, we actually have to come up with your Cracktober name, because last year you were the Invisible Man, and this year I think you're still the Invisible Man because you popped
I
up
think so
and
too.
you weren't here. The Invisible Man, Devin Brevin, the dude. How are you, dog?
Doing good. Just went and got my third cup of coffee.
Oh wow, it's one of those days, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had my weekly chai. I had my chai earlier on, and that was good enough for me. But 3 cups to eat, goddamn, son. How late were you up last night?
It's not that I was up late last night. It's that I woke up at like 4 a.m, needing water, and then had a hard time going back to sleep.
Oh, one of those nights. Okay.
I think I went to bed at like 1 a.m. too, which isn't totally out of the ordinary.
No,
honestly.
it's not. But I mean, that's
Yeah.
all right. Devin,
I watched the first episode of Loki last night.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that still. I need to watch it still.
Yeah.
Fire that bad boy up. Devin, how's your week going so far?
Dude, it's Rocktober, baby. I have been working show after show after show, going to shows. It's a lot. Last night we did Nothing Nowhere with CU Space Cowboy and freaking Static Dress and Unity TX.
How's Unity, by the way? I fucking love that band.
Unity is great. That's like the third time I've seen them.
They're so good.
So
They're
yeah,
so fucking
yeah.
good.
Unity, dude, they're so hype. He was just calling everybody bitch ass pussies who wouldn't mosh. It was so funny.
DJ, almost all black hardcore band, and they fucking
They rap too.
Yeah, they rap. They rap and they fucking give it. Dog.
We should
They
show.
give it,
We
dude.
should show them. We should show them to DJ later.
Yeah.
That might be like the crossover
Y'all
that
talked
he's
about them before.
Yeah, that might be the crossover that he's missing.
That's what you need, DJ. Some Unity TX in your life. Let's go.
Yeah. Earlier this week, went and saw Census Fail with Holding Absence. And
Yes.
1,000 Below. And then we all went and did karaoke. I didn't sing, but a lot of people in my group did because I just didn't feel like singing karaoke.
If you were going to do one, what would you have done? What song would you have done?
Well, technically I did sing because somebody did Dead Ringer by Knocked Loose, and I went up and grabbed the mic.
And you said arf arf. Yeah, gotcha.
I did like the 4 lines. I
Yeah,
literally
right,
just
right.
took it and just
Right.
did it.
Right.
Yeah. The second I heard the ding 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 ding, oof, I was like, that's me now.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah. See, Girl Spit knows Unity TX. Let me introduce you to a motherfucker.
Yeah. That's the fucking
Bring the
one,
ruckus.
Dude. God damn.
But yeah, it was Chris, the guitarist from Census Fail birthday, so we were out there, hanging out and doing birthday shenanigan things, right?
Doing hood rat
my
shit
buddy-
with your friends, yeah.
Yeah. My buddy Matt, who's their TM, he brings out a piñata, and it sets up a piñata in the middle of the floor. And so we blindfold Chris. We all get back because motherfucker's got big arms, like long arms,
Yeah.
He's going at the piñata. When he breaks it open, just packs of American spirits go flying everywhere.
That's funny. That's fucking funny.
Yeah. So it was a good time.
That's good, man. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. I mean, Census Fail, being able to see them live is fucking dope already, but also just kind of getting to hang out with the dudes, the guys that have been sort of forefathers of like the genre that we listen to. That's also fucking rad as well, man. That's super sick. Well, in
Yeah.
the meantime, we also have our baby boy himself. Baby, that's right. We got him. And I'm going to hit the right sound this time. And I'm not going to do the
Hopefully.
nice cock sound on accident. We have... Wait, what fucking name? I don't think we gave DJ a name. No, I didn't give him a name. That's right. We have
Working on it.
DJ
Still working
Gizmo.
on it.
Still working on it. It's Gizmo. Okay. All right. Yeah. DJ Gizmo. DJ, how are you this wonderful Cracktober week?
I'm doing all right. Dude, just chilling.
Yeah. You start up your break and stuff like that, right?
Dude, my sleep schedule is still fucked. So bad.
Yeah. We knew that. We knew that was gonna happen. Like, what time do you wake up
It's
this
never
morning?
gonna be fixed. I'm just convinced it's never gonna be fixed.
It will be. You just got to get out of college first, and then it'll be fine. You'll have more availability to fix it up. You know what I'm saying? But you also have more
Yeah.
availability to screw it up even more. So who knows? Who knows with you? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like outside of college, I think I'll be fine because, like, I can actually sleep and like not worry about tomorrow.
Yeah. Right.
So-
Right. Yeah. For now.
But then once I finish college, I officially become an adult, and that brings in more responsibilities than I want to handle.
Dude, being an adult sucks.
That's what I keep hearing.
way to make them feel a little bit better about it. Jesus Christ, man. DJ, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll get your hands on it. Yeah, plenty of older folk, if you will, to help you with anything that you need help. You need help with taxes or something? I got you, baby. We got you. You know what I'm saying? You need help.
It's like the only thing. Like I feel like keeping up with taxes, and that's like the only thing that I worry about.
We got you, dog. Super easy. Once you get your hands on it, as long as you're not like a business owner, then it's super clean cut, not hard to handle. But if you need help with that, we can help you with that. If you need help finding a job here in Portland when you move here, we can help you with that too.
Nice subtle little drop there.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I just want to say I did my own taxes last year. Had two 1099s and a bunch of W-2s. And I was able to find over $25,000 in deductions without even being a student.
Let's go, dude. That's what's up. DJ, you got this, dog. You got this, dog.
Yeah.
Dog. What time did you go to sleep last night?
Fuck, dude.
4 in the morning.
3.
Holy shit.
See, here's the thing. I woke up so he could sleep.
Well, even better. Let's see. 3 o'clock is midnight here. Oh, it sounds to me like he's already on Portland time, so he might as well live here. Do you know what I mean? He might as well just live here. You know, I mean, imagine what we could do in a studio if DJ just moved here. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd sleep in the studio, dude. I wouldn't leave.
Hey, we'll get a studio with an apartment. You can live there.
There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Devin's got room in his living room for you to hang out in.
Technically, our living room is like 2 rooms.
There you go. There you go. See what I mean? You know what I mean?
I'll just live in your walls.
Oh, wow.
There's already, I mean, to be fair, there's already something doing that.
Yeah, I live with them.
That's right.
like
Okay, that
roommates.
took me a second. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "You got Norman Bates in your fucking house, dude?" But no, you got something.
No, I got Sumara.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, or Casper, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, I turned the blur off. It looks better without.
It does look better without the blur.
Today,
You just gotta show the people the shit. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta give it to them. Show them all the guitars you never play. You know, all the video game stuff you never touch. Actually, that you borrowed from a friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, your green screen. Your green screen. That's
My green screen.
But speaking
And but he's real. He's real. He is.
Oh yes, yeah. Amos is real, of course. Amos.
He's
is
the
definitely
GK mascot. Amos is definitely real.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did I say your name?
Oh, for sure. Guys, speaking of green screens, we got a fun one today. We got a fun one that is not fake. That is actually extremely real. And we're gonna fucking dive into it. We're gonna dive into it right now because this is the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can swing your lightsaber, you can submit questions and topics, you get exclusive content, and you have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital galaxy.
Yar.
Yard.
Yarg. That was very good, DJ. I like that. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/Kraken show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime. DJ, tell them.
Prime Gaming.
And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you that are listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. Review. Amos.
Yeah, dude. It's your turn.
We have some captain's orders, guys. Everyone, we apologize for last night. Only a little bit because we gave you guys a warning on the Shipwreck show. And if you're keeping up with our content, you would have heard us say Friday's gameplay stream is going to be canceled, unfortunately. We had some plans. It ended up not working out exactly the way we were hoping for. Just not enough of us were available. We all have life going on. We got shit going on. We unfortunately had to cancel that one out. But we will be here next Friday because we got some good stuff next Friday. In the meantime, though, we also are currently celebrating Cracktober. That's right, baby. It is the wonderful 2023 Cracktober time where we celebrate the wonderful, dark, creepy things that we love so much throughout the entirety of October. And we do that by having discussions with you guys about the horror content, about horror movies, horror games, all the wonderful, creepy stuff that we want to play and watch with all of you guys. So please hang out with us this month. We have lots of stuff, lots of fun conversations. We kicked things off with a good subject this past Tuesday, where we talked about what the fuck did we talk about? Horror tropes in video games that we really like. That's right. Very fun one. Go check that one out. Guys, let's move in to the juicy stuff here. What we're all actually here for. Devin, tell the people at home what we're doing next.
Yo, guys. Today, we are in the gallows. But not any gallows.
The gallows? Question mark?
Because if you see by my hat and by my magic little stick here,
yes.
Hopefully you guys can hear it swinging while I'm talking.
The magic stick.
You know.
Is,
Yeah, the magic stick. Let me take
okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, no. Okay, all right.
Guys, we are reviewing the new Disney Plus series, Ahsoka.
That's fucking right, baby. We are doing it. And speaking of Ahsoka, guys, Ahsoka's spoiler-free review. Set after the fall of the Empire, Ahsoka follows the former Jedi Knight, Ahsoka Tano. Oh, the show Ahsoka follows. I was like, that's fucking weird. The show Ahsoka follows the former Jedi Knight, Ahsoka Tano, as she investigates an emerging threat to a vulnerable galaxy. Released August 22nd, 2023. Directed by Dave Filoni, Steph Green, Peter Ramsey, Jennifer Getzinger, Greta Vasant Patel.
Gita, not Greta.
Yeah, Gita. Gita Vasant Patel and Rick Famuyiwa. Yeah, there we go. Music by Kevin Kiner, who has also done music on projects such as Star Wars The Clone Wars, Rebels, The Bad Batch, and a variety of other things like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Peacemaker, amongst many others. This guy's been in it to win it for a while. A budget, actually don't have confirmed 100% numbers, but it was confirmed to be at least $100 million budget. The box office that we do not have because it's actually a series. 8 episodes running anywhere from 34 to 54 minutes being at the longest. Now, we can talk about this very loosely. The Bechdel test is a measure of representation of women in film and other fiction. The test asks whether a work features at least 2 women who talk to each other about something other than a man for more than 1 minute of screen time. Does Ahsoka pass the Bechdel test? It certainly does. It certainly
very
does.
much so.
They've got lots to talk about that is not just dudes. Lots.
A shining example of passing the Bechdel test, actually.
Yes, very wonderfully. Very wonderfully. Now, let's get into some fishy facts for you guys. Look at some some fun facts. I was trying to think of something, but I couldn't pick up anything. Firstly, Rosario Dawson and Hayden Christensen had attended the same acting school in California when they were both teenagers, where they both became very close friends. As such, it makes all the more meaningful that they get to bring Anakin and Ahsoka's close relationship to life in this live action series. That's fucking rad.
That's really cool.
That's
actually,
fucking rad.
That's
super rad.
that makes like their scenes together like even more meaningful. You know,
Very much so, right? Yeah, it's
like
dope.
especially episode 6.
Ooh, I know, dog. I know. Nextly, David Tennant reprises his role as Hu Yang in this series. In addition to voicing Hu Yang in the series, he also was the voice of Hu Yang in Hu Yang's 2-episode arc in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Before the collapse of the Jedi Order, Hu Yang had been training younglings for over 25,000 years. While nobody's sure of his exact origins, there was a rumor that spread amongst the younglings that he arrived in a big blue box. This is a reference to the TARDIS in Doctor Who, which takes the form of a 1950s blue police call box where David Tennant played the 10th Doctor. That's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. Yeah. That's fucking super cool.
Hey, dude, it's Star Wars. Anything could happen.
God damn, you know what I'm saying? Tamara Morrison voices all the clones in Star Wars, including Captain Rex, for the first time in Shadow Warrior, the episode Shadow Warrior. So they did get him to actually come back to voice this. This is fucking that's awesome. Super sick.
In that episode, of course, this is non-spoilery because they've showed it everywhere. I'm not going to go into the context of it.
Sure.
But they just proved that it is possible right now that they could do a live action like Clone Wars special or movie.
They could. Some sort of short or something that's like you know,
there's an animated Clone Wars movie that sets off the Clone Wars series.
Yeah.
Let's make a live action version of that.
That'd be cool. That'd be fucking cool. That'd be super cool. This show marks one of Ray Stevenson's final projects due to his unexpected death in May 2023. Rest in fucking peace to our king.
Rest in power, dude. His performance was...
We'll be getting into it, I'm sure. But fucking A, man. Like, we're going to be talking about it real in depth here pretty quick. But goddamn, like, did it feel weird watching the final episode? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being like, oh, fuck, man. Jesus Christ. With that said, Natasha Liu Bordizzo has stated that the series takes place at the same time as the 3rd season of The Mandalorian. This is actually confirmed in the 7th episode of Ahsoka, when Moff Gideon's machinations on Mandalore are raised at Hera's court-martial.
Is Ernell's video going weird for you, DJ?
No, I think it's on your end.
Devin's camera was frozen for like a split second. Do I still look
y'all
weird?
are fine to me.
Do I still look weird to you, Devin?
Yeah, here, I'm gonna leave the call and come right back. Okay.
You do that, doggy dog. You leave, you come right back. You know what I'm saying? Leave and come back. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see.
Okay, that's
that
better.
work. Okay,
that's better.
All
that
right,
fixed everything.
I farted, actually.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
Yeah, that fixed everything.
That checks out.
Checks out.
So this running simultaneously with Mandalorian season 3. That's pretty fucking cool too. Having a good idea like where exactly this falls in the timeline of things. So that's really, really fun. With that said, boys, it is fucking time. We've spent weeks aching to talk about this shit with people, and now is our fucking moment. DJ, my fucking boy, start us off. What were your top level thoughts on Ahsoka?
Oh man, dude, Ahsoka started off. I mean, I didn't even hop on the train like right away.
Right.
I wasn't too hyped about it. I know Devin was. I know, Garrick and Xander were pretty into it, but I didn't think much of it.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm a binge watcher, I kind of just waited until like a few more episodes was out, and then we had the podcast episode where we read the news about how episode 5, I believe, got a theatrical release,
Mm.
a limited theater release, and I was like, wow, if episode 5, a singular episode of Ahsoka is getting a limited theater release, then
Hmm.
there's something's up about the show. And I decided to watch it up till episode 6 because that was all the episodes that were out at the time, and I was like, man, this show is good. This show is really really good. And also I was watching with a friend who kind of filled me in on some of the
Clone Wars stuff.
yeah, the Rebel stuff mostly. He didn't dive too deep into it, but um, just gave me enough context as to who these people are and why I should care. And so it was sick, and then seeing uh some of the returning characters and like or now that these Rebels characters in a live action format is really cool. I'm sure it's cool for people who've been watching Rebels and Clone Wars and stuff like that. I know that's probably big for them, but this show is just it's just good, man. It seems I don't know how to describe it. Seems like very mystical, very magical.
Right,
Uh,
right.
it seems like not necessarily groundbreaking, but like it's a big W for Star Wars fans, if that makes sense. Like it's a huge step for Star Wars fans and fans of the franchise, and I'm glad uh, Dave Filoni is taking it in this direction. Um, all the settings, like the concepts of some of these episodes, like fucking I don't know how to say some of these without like spoiling what's in
Sure,
the
sure, sure,
in
sure.
the
Yeah,
show, because
yeah, yeah.
there's just so much. There's just so much going on, and I think that's what makes this a good series, is that there's absolutely um just a lot to take in, and the implications for some of these events could mean so many things for the future of this franchise.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me excited.
Good shit, man. Yeah, I'm glad to have you on board with it because as I didn't watch Clone Wars or Rebels for a really really long time, and then I spent some time watching like the key episodes somewhat recently this year, and yeah, I'm glad to have you aboard, dog. It's good to have you
Mhm.
here. A little bit more caught up on some stuff. Devin, let us move to you, my good sir. Your top level thoughts on Ahsoka.
Well, I am. I was really excited for this. Like really excited. I don't know where to begin because I actually watched all of Clone Wars and Rebels. Actually, all of Star Wars leading up to this. All of it. I watched all of it this year, and so like all the material, the context, the characters, all of that is just was right in my brain going into this show. Overall, the cinematography very Kurosawa inspired. Lot of samurai type scenes when it
Yeah.
comes to the fighting scenes and Jedi altercations in this, which I respect a lot. It looked great. It fit the theme really well. It fits Ahsoka really well. Honestly, Ahsoka kind of is like the Ronin of the Jedi. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I feel like that these actors who took on roles of characters that are beloved in the animated series, even though they did not voice the characters, I felt that they did a really good job bringing these characters to life. And yeah, I it's hard to get into without spoiling it because there's so much I want to talk about. Also, Lars Mikkelsen, he actually
Yeah.
voiced Thrawn in the animated series, and
Correct.
his
Yeah.
presence was actually somewhat terrifying for a Star Wars antagonistic force. You know, I don't think any of us have ever been like like he is probably the most complicated villain that Star Wars has had, for very good reason. He's a tactical strategist, and his presence is just demanding your attention. I felt so really good on that, and I really do love how they brought in so many elements from the animated series. You know, with the Night Sisters of Dathomir, we see a lot of that in the video games too. And yeah, it's just so good. It's so good. I loved it, honestly. Top level thought. I just loved it.
No, for sure, for sure. I got you, dog. Yeah,
Yeah.
this show is incredible. I don't think it it needs a whole much more to say outside of that. They did a fucking knock up job on this show. It's hard. It's hard for me because I struggled with whether or not I liked this more or less than Andor. But neither, not saying either or are bad by any means whatsoever. But I feel like they're so different in content and what the story's about and how we consume those two stories that to me they just both feel equally fucking wonderful. Devin.
On that note, I kind of decided, because I've struggled with that too. I've kind of decided to put Andor and Ahsoka kind of in their own different lanes. You know,
Sure. That's
because
fair.
like Andor is a drama. That's what Andor is. It is a drama. It is a thriller drama, right? Ahsoka is like we're talking you know, thriller game versus action adventure game, right?
I mean, even comparatively to the movies, like we're talking Star Wars episode, 3 versus Rebels, or not Rebels,
Yeah.
fucking Rogue One.
Yeah.
They're drastically different movies and how they're being handled, and that is true here in comparison to Andor and Ahsoka. But with us talking about Ahsoka solely today, Ahsoka being played by Rosario Dawson is something obviously that Star Wars fandom has been wanting for a really, really long time, and this show only solidified that as having had been the best choice for Ahsoka. Period. Rosario Dawson kills this fucking role left and fucking right. Not does she look the part, but she plays the fucking part, and she does it.
You can tell that she had a love for the character going into being the character.
She understood the fucking assignment, right? Like she understood the goddamn assignment, and she delivered here. Outside of Ahsoka, though, because we have a plethora of other characters that are important in this world, because Ahsoka effectively acts as Rebels Part 2 in a weird way. And they do that extremely well also. But generally speaking, the show takes us on such a wild journey with old characters, new characters. How they expand on the Star Wars universe is what I enjoyed the most in this, because I feel that that's when Star Wars is at its best, is when it's expanding the story, expanding the universe, expanding what we have already experienced, without breaking a whole bunch of fucking rules to get there. And this show did a phenomenal job on delivering what Star Wars fans have been wanting for a really, really long time and not cutting corners to do so. We have a lot of name drops in this. A lot of name drops. A lot of characters that if you've watched the animated shows, you are eating good this entire series, because we have the voice actors for the animated versions of these characters playing in their physical live action version of that character's role. And they're doing it with so much heart and so much love. And fucking Filoni is just killing it time and time and time again, man. I don't understand how he just keeps fucking doing this to us, dude. In a world where we're kind of like marveled out a little bit, it's really, really nice to have Star Wars kind of coming up in this way that we can still have a shift and eat good in this way for us nerds and shit. It's awesome. This show is fucking awesome, man. Like the introduction of, I guess it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but the introduction of Thrawn in this with Girl Spit's favorite Mikkelsen, apparently, Lars Mikkelsen, does phenomenal job as the voice actor of Thrawn, does an even better job as the live action Thrawn. Who the fuck would have thought, dude? Who the fuck would have thought, dude?
Live action Thrawn is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what we were hoping for.
Menacing, dude.
It's like there's just so many, I feel like wants and needs that Star Wars fans had coming out of Clone Wars and Rebels, that we were like, this is what we need this to be, and Filoni heard every single one. He was like, we're gonna give you this in every way that you could possibly want it. New characters and old, because we have new characters here in this story, and these new characters are fucking amazing, between Balin and his Padawan
Shin,
yeah.
Shin.
And I say quotes with the Padawan thing because it's not actually a Jedi. But they're fucking phenomenal characters.
She does have a Padawan braid, though.
She does. Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of interesting Easter egg shit like that too. It's this show's fucking so good. So it's so good. I do have some problems with it. Go ahead.
If you remember, he says they are no Jedi, but he trained her like a Jedi.
Because he used to be.
Yeah.
He used to be. He's not now, but he used to be. I do have some problems, little tiny problems with the show. The choreography was atrocious a majority of the time. A majority of the fights in this had really iffy choreography. Not bad enough that I was like, God, that's disgusting. But bad enough that I was like, they don't look like they're Jedi. You know what I mean?
I thought episode 5 begs to differ.
What, between Ahsoka,
I'm not trying to spoil it. I'm not trying to spoil
Ahsoka and the thing. Yeah. That was the one exception.
Yeah.
But I think
and the first altercation with Balin and her.
It was so short-lived, though. It was so short,
but it was good.
You know what I mean? It was good. It was good.
The thing what I liked about that altercation is solidified that Balin fought just like Anakin.
Yeah.
And there's a deeper story to that we don't know yet.
Yes, and
spoiler alert, it doesn't even go over that in the show.
Yeah, we'll get there. I don't know. There were a lot of moments that we had fight scenes and I was like, oh, this is gonna fucking pop off, and it didn't really pop off. Like none of the fights deemed memorable as fight scenes for me. And as you know, like us having content here for Devin, don't hijack my fucking review right now. Just hold on. Just hang tight. Okay. As this being a Jedi focused piece of Star Wars content, I wanted a little bit better. But that still wasn't enough for me to think that this was by any means bad. It just could have been better. You know what I mean? There's like little tiny, like, you know, moments with, what's her face? Thrawn's little lackey lady.
Morgan Elsbeth.
There's some moments that I felt that she was not that strong in this. No, I don't mean like strong, like strength wise. I mean strong as the acting. I felt she fell a little bit short on like in comparatively to everybody else, because she just felt like bad guy being bad guy. And it was a little bit weird for me, like here and there. But again, still not bad enough for me to like think that it was bad. It just could have been better. And so like even though there's a couple little tiny caveats that I have, this show's still fucking great, dude. This show's still fucking great. They do so many cool things in this shit that I'm so goddamn excited for. What I want to do here is kind of pass the ball back to you boys here. So, firstly, what I want to bring up is the connection between Ahsoka, the show, and what Filoni has done to tie in a lot of the Star Wars Legends stuff. Which DJ, I don't know if you knew about this stuff, but there's a entire novel series about Star Wars that is not technically canon. That Filoni
Are you talking expanded universe, or are you talking just?
It's expanded universe stuff. It's also like side story stuff with characters like Luke Skywalker and Anakin and things like that. But
So
it's
like
like
semi-canon-ish.
semi-canon-ish, but they never confirm it in the
Like,
movies
yeah.
and stuff until recently, where Filoni started actually hinting at little things that were from Star Wars Legends, including the shock trooper stuff in the final episode. We got including stuff that we find on this other planet, including Night Sister stuff. There's a whole bunch of shit that is just recently canon.
Well, the Night Sisters were made canon a long time ago in the Clone Wars.
Correct. But there's
Yeah.
details about them that get canonized in this, including a very specific moment with Morgan Elsbeth. There you go. That'll probably put you. So Devin, what I want to do is take this to you. Do you feel like the stuff that they're doing, the new stuff that we're doing this in this show, especially the stuff with the stormtroopers at the end, do you think that fits here? Like, was that good? Did that do it for you?
Yes, because all those things that the Night Sisters did are canonized. Every single bit. All of it. It's all canonized.
Did we need that in this story? I guess is a better way to phrase
I
it.
think so, because I felt like it was one of the only ways for that to make sense.
Okay.
To be real.
Okay.
Because if you think about it in the first place, Thrawn has limited resources, right?
Mm-hmm,
What's a way that he can keep those resources being his resources? You know?
Yeah.
He's a tactician.
For sure.
He's a tactician. And you know, in the past, throughout Clone Wars, throughout Fallen Order and Rebels, we've seen Night Sisters empower people with dark magic. We've seen them bring people back to life. We've seen them conjure weapons. It's all canonized things, and it's just great to finally see it in live action.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The thing that I'm really stoked is all the hints at the Mortis gods throughout the show.
Yes.
That is the biggest thing for me.
Something that was
I have
introduced in the animated shows, by the way, guys.
Yeah, there's a whole arc where Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Anakin visit the Mortis god. I highly recommend watching those episodes.
Technically face off against them.
I very, very much recommend watching that arc, because I have a feeling that that's what season 2 is going to be about with this show. Very much so. But there is a lot of theories circulating around what this is going to be leading to, and I think so. We know that this is leading up to a Heir to the Empire movie, right?
Yes.
I think there's going to be another movie after that that's going to be much bigger. Much bigger.
Okay. Involving
because of
finding out who the brother is, you think?
I think that's going to be part of the show, but there is a mother in the equation as well from Star Wars Legends.
Yes.
Let me do a quick Google search. I know her name starts with an A.
Ahsoka.
You know, I hate you.
I know you
but
do. I know you do. While you're looking that up, DJ, what I want to ask you really quickly is, so you coming into this, not knowing a whole lot about these characters, generally speaking, who did you find to be the most interesting of all these characters that we're revisiting from the animated shows? Who do you feel drove the show best outside of just Ahsoka?
I mean, you see these returning characters, and they kind of, to me, they didn't really drive anything forward. They were just like really cool to see. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like just seeing them, seeing them in the live action. But I don't think they drove the story as much as Ahsoka herself did, and also Thrawn himself. I think Thrawn here really sticks out as like, oh fuck, like this is, because I love a cold calculating villain.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of my favorite types of villains. But like here, Thrawn is just like intimidating. He's menacing, and like, have you ever heard like, because there's always the cold calculating villain, But when shit goes
Yeah.
wrong, they always flip the switch. They always go berserk. Like they get fucking angry.
Yeah, right.
But
Right.
Thrawn, when shit goes wrong, he's like, "This is the best. That was the best we could hope for. Outcome we could hope for."
Oh,
Like,
And then he
totally
has
right.
another
Good enough.
plan. He has like
Yeah,
another plan
just
immediately.
fucking
because like
massively
and it just shows you
cock-swinging,
how far he's thinking ahead and every possible outcome. That shit is intimidating. That shit's menacing to me. Like,
My favorite part on that is when he's like, "It was an acceptable loss. Nonetheless,
Yeah.
we can do this instead." You know?
yeah,
So, Devin, you had a name for the mother.
Yeah. So, part of Star Wars Legends, there was an ancient being introduced known as Abeloth, who was the
Abeloth,
primary
yes.
antagonist of Star Wars Legends books. Originally, she was a mortal woman who stumbled across the three Mortis gods, and she took their place as the absent mother of the three. So, I think that might end up being a very big antagonistic villain
Sure.
in the future.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
No.
DJ, I want to ask you really quick because Girl Spit mentions it in the chat. The puppet acting deserves an award as well. We got to see the Noti in this, the little hermit guys.
oh yeah.
We also got to see the dogs that they were riding in the
Howlers.
show. The howlers. Did you feel the creature design in this was keeping up with the Star Wars world the way that we like it, or would you have wanted a little bit more?
The howlers for sure. The Noti, kind of, in the sense of when you first meet them, it looks like straight puppet.
Yeah.
But I think after you see them after a while, like in certain shots, they're like, oh shit, like, they're fucking crab people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
They look weird.
Yeah.
They're gonna look weird.
yeah, but they're
people.
just gonna look like that. Yeah, I think the puppets look nice, look good.
I like how they found a balance finally of like appropriate CGI combined with the puppets.
With practical
I like
stuff.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that we're at a place with Star Wars that they found a way to bring the aesthetic of the puppets from like the original trilogy and just make CGI tweaks to give them that realism feel. I feel like you saw that a lot with the Howlers specifically. Really cool, like wolf, like bat design that they had. Also, Dave Filoni just loves wolves. If you watch Rebels or anything like that, there was lots of wolves and references in that.
My friend was telling
so-
me how hilarious it was that they had to write that in, like how wolves exist in this
Yeah, I know,
universe
right?
in
Yeah,
a galaxy
it's
far,
it's
far
funny.
away,
It's pretty funny.
and a long time ago.
So how?
I mean, there's fish. There's fish.
Devin, my question for you here is, oh my God, girls fit Dave Filoni a furry. Confirmed.
Honestly, wouldn't put it past them. Wouldn't put it past
Wouldn't
them.
put it past him, dude. Yeah, he's got some stuff. Devin, my question for you here is, do you feel Sabine as a character that we obviously had knowing and had been a very beloved character from the animated show? Was Sabine done justice in this? Do you feel that this was a good bow on her sort of arc that was left at the end of the animated show?
So, yes and no.
Okay.
I feel like this does progress Sabine forward as a character, but I think the complaint I had is it's almost seems like they made Sabine more angsty and less like logical in this show.
Okay.
Because in Rebels, she is really smart. She is inventing things and creating gadgets to help them with their missions and stuff like that all the time.
They do tinker
She's
with that a little bit in the show, but not a
Yeah,
lot.
just with her like fixing the ship, right?
Yeah. And the little like thing at the I think episode 2 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and my problem with that is she wasn't logical in this show really. And
Yeah.
she created more problems than had solutions for things, which she was more of a solutionist, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
animated show. there's that. I do like that we finally get her as a Jedi because I always kind of hinted at it because she was a wielder of the dark saber before Bo-Katan was.
Yes,
She was.
she was. Yeah.
And not only that, unfortunately, in the Rebel show, which is why I don't care about spoiling it, she is the one who created the weapon that could incinerate Beskar armor.
Yes.
Yep. So she is also the downfall of Mandalore.
Yeah.
And I do think they should have touched on that a little bit. And we do know that this is going to be crossing over with Mandalorian, Boba Fett, whatever. So I hope there's a way that has some attention to it, that like as a subplot. Yeah, because that would validate the story a lot more. Because they do mention in the show that the Battle of Mandalore that happened in the last season of Mandalorian. They do mention that. Just so everybody knows on the timeline, this is based directly after the last season of Mandalorian.
Yes, like immediately after.
Yeah.
Now the thing that I will say too in regards to Sabine in this is even though they did go in that direction with things, I do think that they handled her not like fully being into her Jedi stuff very, very well, because a part of the choreography stuff that I've been seeing kind of been getting shit on by Star Wars fans, because nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans, is the Sabine stuff, and like how her choreography felt very questionable at best, where like she takes some missteps and doesn't feel like she actually like knows what the fuck she's doing, but in the story she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. And so I feel like they portray that really, really well in her combat and how she handles things, that even though, yes, you're right, I wish they would have made her a little bit more of a problem solver in this, like she is in the show, in the animated show. They do a very good job of making her feel like, no, she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing in regards to this lightsaber shit, you know?
And I think with that, that people need to realize, those very cringy fans out there, and if you're hearing this, yes, I'm talking about you. She is trained as a Mandalorian fighter.
Exactly.
And she is trying to train as a Jedi now. And those are two very different things, because her fighting style inherently is how to fight a Jedi.
Yes.
That's why she fights dirty.
Yeah, very much so.
Also, I love that we had a little bit of a nod to Rise of Skywalker in this, with the little lightsaber one shot when she turns it on and turns it off. Gets him right in the head.
Right. It was so good.
I like that. Yeah.
So good,
I will say this every time. I think that is the hardest move any lightsaber wielding person can do, is just literally turn it on and then turn it off.
Oh yeah.
You know,
it's dope.
Baylan Skoll does it in the first episode.
Yeah, it goes dumb as shit like every time, dude. It's
cool.
just
pink, just turns it on and turns it off.
Yeah, fuck you. It's
also,
so good.
Like, I do want to note, I don't think I talked about it enough when I was giving my initial thoughts, because flurry of things rushing around in my brain, but Baylan Skoll, man.
Yes,
Ray
actually,
Stevenson.
Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it, because we have Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati here. Both names being derived from the Norse wolf gods here, Shin or Skoll and Hati.
Again, more wolves with Filoni.
Yeah, I know. Furry. He's a furry. It's crazy.
He's got that dog in him for sure.
He got that dog in him.
Ain't that fucking facts. I thought that these two were the most interesting characters in this entire show.
I agree.
And it made, if there was any part of this show that made me want more, it was them.
It's those two.
And how they were interacting with everybody around them, because we have this sort of veil of mystery behind what exactly the intentions are with Baylan and Shin the entirety of the show. And then we kind of get a very loose confirmation of what that is. The veil gets pulled back a little bit at the very, very last second of the show. DJ, I want to start with you here. So you've seen enough Star Wars to know our base characters that we've experienced so far. Balin and Shin for you, like where did they hit as far as your place in experiencing this show? How did you enjoy these characters and why?
Um, I enjoyed these characters a lot actually. These characters, like, I think they hit the same note as for you guys as it did for me, because it makes me want to know more about them. Like, I wonder if we are gonna get like some. I know we're gonna get more Ahsoka and more of this this time, like this timeline, so to speak. Uh, but I kind of want to see a spin-off with those two, or like at least a prequel, or what I'm saying, like uh Balin and Shin, like Balin training Shin or something like that. Are these characters new? I don't know if they're new or not.
Yes,
They
Ryan's
were
backing you.
solely they were solely created for the show. They're not even from Star Wars Legends or anything.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's
So,
like
yeah.
they're like a whole new antagonistic force, and we still don't even know what they really are. We just know they're mercenaries.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And even in the finale, we see a scene with both of them kind of split off. Balin on the statue, and Shin leading these little samurai orcs.
Yeah. So
Um,
dope. So
and
fucking dope, dude.
So freaking dope. And I want to see how these characters either progress or how they got to this point. Shin is ultimately, I think, my standout in my mind, because I would like to see how that character evolves. Like, what arc is that character going to take? Because
Yeah.
there's definitely multiple ways it can go down from what we know. Because I think whoever played Shin,
Let's look it up.
her like
It
her
is
facial emotions, like her
Ivana
Sokka.
Sokno.
yeah, her body language in her scenes, like, really give you like this very conflicted character.
Very much so. Yeah.
Very much so in her actions, and like Shin doesn't even talk much at all.
Yes.
Doesn't have a lot of lines in this show, but just her body language and her acting, her blocking, you can tell this is a very conflicted character, and they could fall on either side of the fence when it comes to the Star Wars universe. And I
have
want
a
to see how
theory.
that progresses. And I'm sure there's a bunch of theories about it, but I want to see it. I want to see more of them. I want to see a focus on them more, maybe in the next.
I have a
installment.
theory. There's a
You always
character
had
in
a
Star.
theory.
No. This makes a lot of sense though. There's a character in Legends named Mara Jade, who is actually like Luke Skywalker's lover.
Yeah.
And since we know we can't do a lot of Luke Skywalker in this time period, which I'm sure they're going to show him again, just like they did in
Sure.
in the
Hopefully
other shows.
in a less uncanny fashion.
Yes.
I don't think we're gonna get that, but unfortunately, I think Shin
tough.
Hati might end up being a replacement for the character Mara Jade in future, and then we're gonna see like her build up, because we got a little hint when Ahsoka's like, "I can help you," you know.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna end up seeing her be a kind of similar to Ahsoka, like a Ronin Jedi, not like exactly a Jedi or a gray Jedi, but just like somebody who sits a little bit more on the light side in the end.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
and
Balin's put her in a position to have to just fend for herself now, and
Yep,
because of his
exactly.
own personal pursuit of what's going on. So you have this very interesting potential dark side master, potential light side Padawan, because she's confused and doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And that contrast with each other is going to be very, very cool to see. So yeah, I'm riding that boat with you, dog. What I want to ask you, in terms to this conversation specifically, as we know, unfortunately, the king himself, Ray Stevenson, the wonderful Australian bodyguard from The Other Guys, love dimples above a woman's buttocks, has unfortunately passed away. He unfortunately passed away this year, almost soon after this got done in post and things
his
like that.
best performance ever.
His best performance period he's ever fucking had. One of the most believable Jedi characters, post Jedi characters,
One of the most
antagonistic
believable
roles,
antagonists.
in the
ever.
Star Wars universe, and he fucking nailed it. Who do you think that they will recast his role? And if they do they commit to what they've set up with Balin?
So here's the thing. I think Balin's story and his links to characters such as Anakin Skywalker and just the Jedi in general and his history and what he's lived through and what he's done. And he also gets referred to as General Balin Skull.
Yes.
I just want to remind everybody of that.
Yes.
By Thrawn himself.
Yes.
It would be a disservice to Ray Stevenson to not recast Balin Skull,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay.
I think this character is too important, and they obviously had very big plans for this character moving forward with the next season of Ahsoka or whatever other show he could be in, you know.
Now, okay, so I guess the big question here though is do we get a recast of Balin Skull, or do we get the Luke Skywalker treatment of Balin Skull? In your brain, what do you think they're going to lean into?
I think we get a recasting, and I think there are some people out there that could do it. Oh my God, people are trying to fan cast Russell Crowe in his role.
Russell Crowe would fucking slay that. Honestly,
actually.
Russell Crowe and Ray Stevenson don't look that far apart from each
Yeah,
other.
I got curious, so I looked it up to see who could be Balin Skull like moving forward, and obviously there are some really huge names attached to
Of course, as
to
fan
Star
casters
Wars
do,
now.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, just even the actor. I mean, we got Mickelson playing, you know, the villain.
Right.
We have
Right.
Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. You know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Some people are saying Gerard Butler.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Liev Schreiber.
Vi-
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say Liev Schreiber would be good, and I'm also seeing Viggo Mortensen.
Ooh, I don't know. I would.
He's aged enough.
He has aged enough.
He's got the sword skills too.
He does. I would say that it would be more important here to find someone that has the chops, but also looks similar enough to Ray Stevenson.
Liev Schreiber
and
probably
Liev Schreiber
is the best.
would fucking nail that shit. Oh my God, that'd be so good.
Yeah, the literally the only difference between Liev Schreiber's face and Ray Stevenson is like he doesn't have as prominent like underbags
Yeah, for sure.
as Ray.
For sure.
That's
for
like
sure.
it.
He looked tired. He looked tired.
Yeah.
What I want to do here for our final bit of this conversation, and we can do this very loosely without spoilers here, because this is going to be very, very vague how I ask you guys this question here.
One second. I'm
go.
sorry
Hurry
to
up.
interrupt.
Hurry the
but
fuck
I'm going down this fan list, and someone put Kevin James.
That's hilarious.
He do love Star Wars, dude. He do love Star Wars. Actually, bring back Jack Black to play as another character in the Star Wars universe.
And Lizzo.
Yeah, and Lizzo, exactly. They can be Balin and shit. Anyways, I'm gonna ask you guys this as vaguely as I possibly can, so we don't spoil the people at home and still have a little bit of fun with this conversation. This will be the last thing I ask you guys here. DJ, let's start off with you. What do you think is in the caskets?
In the caskets?
Yes, the
What's in the box?
The load in that Thrawn is talking about.
The cargo.
The cargo, if you will.
Oh shit! Fuck, man, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay.
I know
mean,
exactly what it is. I think I know exactly what it is.
of course you fucking do. Devin, what do you think is in the cargo?
The death of Miri ancestors.
I like that. That's a fucking. I mean, that is the running theory right now. That like most people are kind of like, no, that has to be it, right? That has to be.
I mean, they talked about that being their home world.
Yeah. Right. They did talk about that.
It was a Night Sister fortress. That's where they were.
Well, and it's funny too because like this world that we're on in this galaxy, far, far away, if you will, is it's interesting because I don't believe this is a place that we've ever really visited in Star Wars content before.
Never. This is the first time we've stepped out of the quote unquote Skywalker galaxy.
Yeah, right, and the way they set that up in terms of the relation to the characters that we are experiencing in this show, in relation to what of us not knowing where Thrawn and Ezra went at the end of the animated stuff, there's a lot of question marks here. And like how all this happened, how all this, kind of got put together, how the Night Sisters even had anything to do with fucking Thrawn in this place. There's a lot of fucking question marks, right? There's a lot of stuff that could potentially happen out of this. DJ, with that said, do you feel that, because we see at the end here, again, I'm trying not to spoil things for people, but like we got a glimpse of the aftermath, if you will, what they so happen to let happen, right? Because this is serious shit now. This is serious shit. Like there's a really, really good chance that Sabine fucked up real bad by deciding to stay. And oh god, this is so hard to be vague about.
Because I watched Rebels, I already know how they're gonna get back, especially with how things are headed.
Well, I'm sure.
They already showed it in the show. They already showed it.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
The world between worlds.
Oh yes. Okay. DJ, do you think that, one, do you think Sabine fucked up? and then two, the implications of this show and the greater Star Wars universe. How do you think they play this out?
This is gonna open up so big. Because just the finale, like just in the ending parts of the finale alone, like with Balin and Shin, like the scenes I was talking about earlier, they're still on the same place. They're still at the same place where Sabine and Ahsoka are. So, I'm just maybe like exploring this part of wherever the fuck they are.
Yeah, they didn't even give us a name, really.
Yeah, so I want to see how different it is. Like what could, like there's so many possible things that could happen. There's so many things that we have a possibility of seeing. And maybe maybe it's just all new. Maybe it's all just new shit. And I'm down with that. I'm so down with that. I hate these motherfuckers on Twitter, the part of Star Wars community that just wants to bring shit back for no fucking reason. And I saw this guy reacting to fucking Ahsoka in the finale, and he's like, he's popular because he has really shit takes about Star Wars, but he's like, oh, they're gonna bring Darth Maul back. Like, no, they're
He's
never
dead.
gonna bring him
His
back.
ass is dead.
They're never gonna bring his ass back.
No, dude, no.
He's gone.
His
He's
ass
split in
is
half.
fucking dead on the animated show. He's fucking dead. There's no fucking
Yeah,
way, man.
there's no way.
I'm just saying, like, so he is from Dathomir. There is a very strong chance that
If they write that in, I'm not watching it. I'm gonna be honest.
But I don't. No. Listen to this. I don't think he's gonna come back in that semblance at all. Okay. I think there's a. All right. We all know about the prophecy that Anakin was supposed to bring balance to the Force, right?
Yes.
He did that by dying.
I believe that he is now the symbolism of the father of the Mortis gods, the one of balance, of that harbors both light and dark side.
Anakin or Darth Maul?
Anakin.
Oh yeah, most everyone believes
and
that.
there's one of light, of pure light, and there is one of dark.
Right.
I believe so. The sister of
There's
light.
more evil motherfuckers than Darth Maul.
No. Let me get through this. Anakin's dead, but he's essentially a god now in the Force. That's what he essentially is.
Sure.
Okay.
The essence of the Sister of Light is within Ahsoka, because spoiler alert, again, this happened like over a decade ago, so I don't care. Ahsoka dies in Clone Wars, and the Sister of Light sacrifices herself and puts her essence inside of Ahsoka. And that's how Ahsoka is alive.
Right.
And that's why there's a fucking owl that follows her everywhere. There's more to that. We
Right.
won't talk about that right
Is it an
now.
owl?
Yeah, you should have paid attention to the ending.
End of the final episode. End of the final
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
There's an owl.
Where the fuck?
Yeah, there's an owl. She sees an owl.
Morai. It's
Yep.
Morai. We don't know who the new brother is yet.
We don't. Correct.
Anakin is dead, but is now the symbolism of the god of balance. I would not be surprised if Maul ends up being the brother, because of his connection with Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka, and how he's always been antagonistic. He's imbued with the magics of the Night Sisters too. I would not be surprised if he ends up being the brother. That's the only logical way I will accept him coming back. Not as like a physical person, but as a dark side presence of the Force.
Okay. I will take that. I will take that as an answer. Because if they brought Maul back again, I'd be like, guys, like we can give him a break, dude. We
I
can
don't know,
give him
man.
a break.
I just hate seeing Star Wars people whine and cry about shit.
I hate
good shit. I want good content. Give me good shit.
That would
Make
be
some new
good.
shit.
That would be good though.
I
be
hate any franchise that allows someone to die, makes it a plot point, brings them back, allows them to die, makes it a plot point, brings them back, so on and so forth. And that's what, if they did
You
it
just have
again,
new shit that's not bad.
right.
Like
Right.
we still have to make up for the new trilogy.
This
You know what
is
I'm saying?
why I
Like-
don't want Tony Stark to come back in Marvel, because it was an
Yeah,
entire
no-
fucking plot point. We don't need him back.
I mean, the only way it would make sense is if there was like an AI that was similar to Jarvis, but we don't physically see him, but we just hear his voice. That's
Right,
it. That's
right.
the only way I will accept Stark coming
Yeah,
back.
like there has to be stipulations, right? But
because he is an AI for Ironheart in the comics and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, well,
Again, it's source material, right?
sure.
Star Wars. This is all new. This is all new now.
yeah, it's all new. So it could
this
like
is all
that's
new.
why I'm saying like if it's all new, why not make new shit? I want new shit.
Well, the other character that could end up being the brother that symbolizes the brother is a character that has not been introduced in Star Wars canon at all yet, just
Yep.
vaguely hinted at in Andor of all places, and that is
Say it.
Galen Merrick,
Yes.
Starkiller.
Yeah.
I want,
Which,
dude,
funny enough,
dude,
we
if-
have a
he's the only-
merit.
he's the only motherfucker that
It
you
was
know what? If
Marok,
he comes in.
actually.
Right. We had Marok. Yeah, it was close enough. And so people were theorizing that Merrick.
Yeah, I
Merrick in the
did.
show
I
was-
theorized.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
oh, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
you know.
right. So,
But
Devin,
one
what-
thing, if they bring that motherfucker here to this, you know, dude, I'm
Oh my God,
like
people are popping
rewrite
the
it.
fuck
I don't care. He doesn't have to be as powerful as he is.
He
in the
can't.
fucking
He
game.
can't.
Yeah.
He can't be as powerful.
can't be.
Yeah.
That,
He can't
that
be.
motherfucker brought down Star Destroyers with the Force,
Yeah.
dog. He cannot be that
Say-
powerful.
Well, that was like a big variant of him, right? But like I want to see that arc. That character
Yeah.
arc makes a lot of sense.
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Fucking dope.
I mean, we already know that they've been trying to clone Jedi's forever, you know, and
Yeah.
Darth Vader having a secret cloned apprentice is great.
What was the voice actor for Star?
The same guy who voice acted Darth Maul in the animated series.
Yep.
Yeah, Sam
And,
Witwer.
did all the
and
they actually
he's been working really close with Star Wars
Yeah.
related content
I know
these days.
pretty much we're
Whitwer,
all
Sam Whitwer.
Yeah.
it's either they do, if they do bring Maul back, the only way I'll accept it, like I said, will be him as the Mortis god of the Force, right? Because to me that's the only way that it could work. But it's gotta be end up being that or Starkiller, right? Like just have him be Starkiller, because Starkiller was
Yeah.
modeled after his likeness too.
Yeah. Dude, just give me Starkiller. I don't care what form, dude. He could be a fucking action figure. I don't I don't give a fuck.
DJ.
As long as they
He
reference
is an
him in
action
some
figure.
way. Well, like in universe, I'm saying like
Oh.
I don't know. It could be like
They don't have
something.
action figures in Star Wars. They have dolls.
DJ,
yeah, he could be the
let's-
first action figure.
Let's tie things off here, my friend. Should people watch Ahsoka right away? And what is your rating of this show?
Who's going first?
DJ.
Oh, you didn't say a name. So
I did
like,
say
Yeah, I
DJ.
did.
I said DJ.
Yeah, I did.
No, I didn't hear you.
It's okay.
Um,
You're sleepy boy. It's
Yeah,
all right.
speak up, man. Just kidding. Just kidding.
DJ.
I think you should see this. If you're any way influenced by Star Wars, if you just think that shit's cool, or you're an avid fan, just watch it. I think it's a really good watch, especially since all the episodes are out now. There's no excuse. Binge the fuck out of it.
Esco with a fucking raid. Oh my god, Esco. Hi.
Thank you, Esco.
We love you, Esco. Hello.
I'm gonna
Hi, guys.
preemptively hydrate.
Yeah, we don't we're a podcast, so we don't do like raid video or anything. But welcome in, guys. We're actually just finishing up our final ratings and stuff for Ahsoka of season 1. Thank you, Esco. DJ, continue on.
Where was I? Oh yeah, okay. If you are a Star Wars fan, go watch it, binge it. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you are a Star Wars fan, you probably already have seen it. But if you haven't, or if you're someone who is on the fence about it, or doesn't have Disney Plus, go find someone who has Disney Plus, or get that new. They have a new like basic plan, so you watch ads and shit. I think it's worth sitting through ads to watch it. To be honest. I think it's that good. The implications of just some of these episodes and what they mean. I would maybe do like if you haven't seen Rebels or anything, I would maybe do like a recap video on YouTube.
Yes,
Watch
absolutely.
like a Rebels recap, and then watch Ahsoka, just so there's more impact to the scenes that you see and the characters you get to meet throughout this. Cinematography is pretty good. And I would rate this like a 9 out of 10. It's a must see. Go watch.
Humbly.
9 out of 10.
I like it, my friend. I like it. Okay. Devin, should people watch the show right away? And what is your final rating of Ahsoka?
I want people to watch the show right away, but for context, you need to know Ahsoka's story from Clone Wars and Rebels to understand, or actually everybody's story from Rebels. Therefore,
Yeah.
in order to know what this show is about, there are like again the Mortis gods. You're not going to know anything about the Mortis gods and the Force unless you watch Clone Wars. It's this is going to be one of the very first times I'm telling you got to watch the source material, or you have to go on YouTube, watch those hour and a half long like rundowns of all the important plot points and everything that you need to know to watch Ahsoka.
Yeah, if you make it, if you want it to hit,
Yeah,
You can. I'll try to
you
see
will
if I can
not-
find the website that I use, but you can actually find the like key episodes for the show. That is just a collection of the main ones that you need to understand the scope of things going into Ahsoka.
Yeah, and as someone who's watched through Clone Wars and Rebels at least twice, I think I did Clone Wars like 3 or 4 times and Rebels twice.
Sure.
You need that context in order for this show to feel impactful in any way. Honestly, to know everything about Thrawn, to know Ahsoka for one. Most people who watch live action Star Wars who haven't watched the animated, your only reference to Ahsoka is an episode of Mandalorian and an episode of Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
If you even got that far in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. You mean
Yeah, 'cause a lot of
Mandalorian
people-
season 1.5?
2.5.
2.5. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the show is phenomenal. The cinematography is great. I love that Filoni really leaned into the Kurosawa samurai aspect of it, because that was one of Kurosawa samurai aspect of it, because that was actually one of George Lucas's big influences when he was making the original trilogy. That's why a lot of the lightsaber duels were mostly like quick, swift like attacks and not crazy choreography like fencing or sword fighting, because
And now it's all the sword fighting is based off mostly like Japanese techniques.
exactly. They even reference Japanese sword fighting. They call it Boken
I do-
Jedi.
They do. Well, and I mean that's because the Jedi were very specifically inspired by samurai. And
Yeah.
if you notice too, they use Japanese phrasings for their stances, and they see that when Sabine is training in that one episode. I do also want to point out very specifically too, when mentioning the choreography earlier on in this episode, that I wasn't necessarily meaning that I wanted it to be clean and fit or anything like that. More so just like I wanted the choreography of the actual fighting itself to feel a little bit more like a Jedi fight a la the other Star Wars content.
You wanted more flippy shit.
I wanted to just be like a dope ass fight because and most of my reason why and DJ, I got you here. I got you. I'll get back to you here in a second. Most of my reason why is because we actually have a renowned choreographer on the cast of this show. The woman who plays Morgan Elsbeth, Diana Lee Inosanto, she grew up with Bruce Lee's family. She grew up as a Bruce Lee family member. She knows how to choreograph, which is why her fight with Ahsoka in
Oh, it was good.
is fucking dope as shit. It feels right because she's using her own actual fighting style in this series. The confrontation she has in Mandalorian, like that stuff's dope as shit. I just wanted that to be in every fight. You know what I mean? I wanted that to cover all of it. And instead, we got the Merrick Ahsoka thing, which was weird, but
Yeah, no, it was quick. It was quick. And in the past, Ahsoka has faced off against Inquisitors, and she just takes them out really fast.
She does.
Like
She's an expert
in the animated
at
series.
whooping Inquisitor ass.
Yeah.
100%.
Inquisitors are nothing compared to her fighting style because she fought in the wars and they didn't.
Yeah. So, anyways, Devin,
but-
your rating on this?
This is 9 out of 10. It was almost perfect. I felt like the show needed 2 more episodes to really solidify the first act in this story personally.
Sure.
Yeah, I needed to know a little bit more about Balin Skull's true motive. Like a good, like, definite thing to kind of leave it more on a cliffhanger. But even though he was on a cliff, you know.
Yeah.
But
hanging from a cliff.
I thought they left it off pretty good with Ahsoka and Sabine. I wish we got one episode that solely focused on Balin and Shin. Like
Yeah,
straight up.
same.
Like
Same.
like
That would've been
their
nice.
perspective. Like imagine like episode 3 or 4 like being their true motives.
Or like a flashback episode.
Yeah, like diving into their
Oh,
motive
dude,
and
that
why
would-
they join up.
That
That would have been
good.
really cool. And I felt like the show was missing that personally. Again, I'm no expert in writing or, you know, show writing, I should say,
Yeah.
or anything like that.
But Lucas,
but-
we could be.
Yeah, we could be.
saying, like-
I mean, look at the hat. You know, I'm like there. I was waving. You know,
I see
you know,
your
I got that
shorts is as big
motherfucking
as
thing
mine.
on me.
That's-
you
yeah,
know?
there you go.
I got that
Oh, wow,
motherfucking thing
okay.
on me. You know.
Wow, it came out. The sound came out after the lightsaber's dubbed. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's tough. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. Again, everybody, make sure you get the history of these characters before you watch it, though. You really have to.
For sure. Yeah, I actually, I do feel that in order for you to understand a lot of the scope of what's going on in Ahsoka, you do kind of need some context with Rebels and Clone Wars. I don't necessarily think you absolutely need to know in order for you to have a good time watching this, because I can see a situation where someone going into this could have been, okay, I kind of loosely understand, because they do one of the things that the show does really well is filling in some of that information with a lot of environmental storytelling and a lot of just like really good acting. Like you can tell there's beef with Sabine and Ahsoka right off the cuff. You don't really need to know. And then later they explain what that beef is and why that is happening. So I don't necessarily think you absolutely have to, but if you want the full experience out of this, then yes, you should. And that I will wholeheartedly agree with. This show is fucking outstanding. It gets a 9 out of 10 for me as well. Like Devin said, I would have appreciated a little bit more about Balin and Shin. And I might have maybe wanted to get a little bit more of an explanation of like what happened in between Rebels and this in regards to Thrawn, and this world that we're in.
Dude, 2 more episodes, a flashback Balin and Shin, and then a flashback Thrawn episode.
Thrawn and
after he
Ezra,
gets
baby.
introduced.
Yeah, Thrawn and Ezra, give it to me.
That would have been great. That
Oh
would
my god,
would have been 100%.
That would have been 10
would've-
out of 10 for this fucking
Yeah.
show.
that,
honestly,
that would have
would've
filled
been it.
out the story so much, and it would have set the grounds for everything.
Yeah. But this is still an excellent piece of Star Wars content that you absolutely need to fucking make sure you consume, especially going forward in the Star Wars stuff. Okay. Sorry, getting Apple Watch updates. Yeah, you need to watch a show. You need to watch this fucking show. But with that said, that puts us at an official 9 out of 10 from us here at Good Kraken for season 1 of Ahsoka, is what they're dubbing it, because apparently it is all but confirmed we're getting a season 2.
I do want to point in.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Xander did do a small write-in.
Oh, he did. Oh shit. Where did he put that?
I got it for you guys. He
Snapchat.
put it. Yeah. So Xander wanted to chime in and let everybody know that his highlights for him were diving into more of the cosmic mystical side of the Force. Again, for me as well. And he's like, the fact of that is that it opens up the deeper lore to the mainstream. Ray Stevenson stole every fucking moment that he was in, and my heart hurts knowing we won't be able to see him return and fulfill the story of a character he brought to life. His grievances with the show was
Only
the lack of
grievances. Yes.
Yeah, his only grievances with the show were the lack of Skull and Hati in the finale. He said the fact that I actually ended up caring more about Skull and Hati subplot rather than the main plot. Not saying he didn't care about Ahsoka because it was still amazing, but he was just far more intrigued by what was going on with Skull and Hati. Which I think we were all kind of in agreement with that. We really wanted to know that mystery of what's going on with them and what their motives are. And lastly, he wants to know if they're cleaning the table after training on it.
Because the table goes into the floor and yeah.
It's fine that you have a table that comes out of the floor, but please give some indication that it's being cleaned before Sabine starts putting her hands over it before dinner. And he goes, P.S. He was right about the Mortis gods.
God damn. Feels good. Thank you, Xander,
He
for your
gives it-
write-in. Yes.
Also a 9 out of 10.
Let's go, baby. Good Kraken. 9 out of 10. Unanimous.
Unanimous, 9 out of 10.
Guys, let us talk about our schedule for next week. So next Tuesday, we have another Good Kraken podcast. We're going to be continuing our celebration of Cracktober, all of our wonderful, creepy stuff. We're going to be talking about making a horror game. So if we could make a horror game, what would it be? That's right, baby. We're going to talk about all about tentacles, and them going in and out of Devon. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Huh?
Huh?
Like I'm like straight up in here.
Please don't do it. Please don't do it. God, don't do it. God, he's gonna fucking do it.
Just a little.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And then next Thursday, we got another shipwreck show. And if you guys are in our Discord, you guys can also be a Twitch subscriber to us here, and that would allow you access to our shipwreck submissions channel in our Discord, where you can ask us any question you want, and we will pick the best questions that I think will make for the best content, and we will answer them terribly on the shipwreck show for you guys at home. It is Cracktober. Please try to write in more spoopy stuff. Give us more Halloween type questions. Give us more of those creepy questions. We like that for Cracktober time. So we'll hear from you guys on the other side. And the next Friday, we have another Splash Damage gameplay stream where we will be playing Redfall. That's right. They just did a recent update on Redfall, and we're going to be diving back in to see if the game is finally playable. Because we were left with a very, very sour taste in our mouth from that game upon release. I think we gave it a 4 out of 10, something like that, like mutually. It was a pretty rough experience.
Bad.
Yeah, bad. It was real bad. But we're going to dive into it, see if this update actually fixed a whole bunch of stuff, see if it made it a better experience, and we're excited to do that with you guys. And then next Saturday, and here's the big one. You guys are going to have to prepare for this with us here. Next Saturday, we're doing a Battle of the Baddies bracket type ordeal where we are pinning pinnacle, iconic horror movie villains, if you will, excuse me, horror movie villains against each other to find out who is the ultimate horror villain. And we want to hear from you guys on who you want to have on that bracket, who you would like to have on that bracket. And keep an eye for us on Twitter and on Instagram, on Facebook, all the places where we're going to be asking you guys your opinions on whether a bad guy is better or worse than B bad guy. So keep your eye on that this week. It'll be a fun time. Anyways, guys, please let us know your thoughts on Ahsoka, whether or not you thought it was pinnacle fucking Star Wars content. Let us know if you want more Balin out of the show, and Hati, honestly, and Shin, excuse me. And let us know in the comments below. Let us know on Twitter. Let us know on our Discord. We want to hear from you guys. In the meantime, this has been the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow. If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and soon have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. Thank you, sir. Okay. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark at the end and leaving a review there. Review. We have to get going, everybody. But until next time, my friends, we have a good Ahsoka quote. We have a good Ahsoka quote.
When Chopper says what the fuck?
Yeah. Honestly, I actually love Chopper in that show.
Chopper's great.
That guy has committed war crimes.
Yes.
If you watch Rebels, he has committed war crimes.
Chopper for president. Chopper for president.
Literally in one of the episodes, they like pick up an Imperial droid, rewrite it and everything, and it works with them. And then right at the episode, like the whole crew, like
pops.
Ezra, Sabine, all of them, they're like, yeah, blah blah blah, you're great, blah blah blah. He just opens up the airlock and sends the droid out the airlock without saying anything.
That's badass, man. Chopper's the best.
Anyways,
man.
Bye, guys.